why are there so many differences between true twin flames? The differences can be age gaps, it can be sexual orientation, it can be religious differences, class differences, all kind of differences. Why is that often a factor in twin flames? We want to talk about this in this video, so stay tuned. But first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Janine. I have been coaching soulmates, twin flames, divine counterparts, karmics also on their journey for more than 16 years now. I am a twin flame as well. I have more than 20,000 consultations so far, which means I got a lot of information that I want to share with you to help you ascend to the next level. So if you want to ascend with me, if you want to understand what you're dealing with, don't forget to like and subscribe and hitting the bell icon, and then I'm pretty sure we can push you to the next level. Okay, but first, we are talking about differences, the differences when it comes to twin flames. Why are they there? Well, one reason is that twin flames are born into those differences to help us heal and ascend, and also to, I don't want to say fight, but to go against old paradigms and stigma when it comes to love. You know, many people think it's difficult to love a person from a completely different country or culture, religious differences, age gaps. By the way, I did record a separate video on twin flame age gaps if you're interested in that. And so twin flames come down here to teach everybody around them about true love, and also, of course, to heal their own stigma when it comes to those differences. And so you have to remember, everything around you is your mirror in the end. Okay, so if you have difficulties about the age gap, again, the different sexual orientation, I'm going to talk about what I mean with that in a second. There's different races, different cultures, different religious class differences. If you have a problem with that, if you fear that people won't take you serious, then that is what is getting mirrored back to you. We are here to heal the old paradigms, to show what is true love. And when we talk about class differences or age differences, it's very important we're not talking about like a sugar daddy model combination, or the cougar who's paying off the young guy and both profit from this. This is not a divine soul connection. Okay, divine soul connection doesn't have the ulterior motives of I'm getting money or I'm getting something out of it. It is true love, it is genuine love. And even though they may be confronted with bias in the beginning, and I'm going to talk to you about how you can heal that bias, how you can change that, but even though they may be confronted with that bias in the beginning, it is something that people will later on notice, like, wow, you come from different cultures and yet you're so much alike. And you will find that even if they had like a complete different upbringing, because different cultures, etc., they will still share some sameness. And one example I like to take is, imagine one person is very poor, and mom, the parents, they have to work all the time, so they're not really there and have time to take care of the kid. Maybe the kid is in some kind of school, has like a how do you say, maybe it is with grandma, or in some kind of institution where it is taken care of. And then there is the rich kid, and the parents, they're always like traveling or working, and they don't have time for the child as well. And so the child grew up with a nanny, for example. So even though one made the experience of growing up very poor and the other one made the experience of growing up very rich, they still would share this template of parents were not there, they didn't have time, they didn't want to take the time, or they didn't have the time because they needed to provide, they had to bring food to the table, you know. And so they will have shared the same experience of a distant parent, for example. And something like this would be very common in twin flame connections, because remember, a twin flame journey is also here to heal your shadows. And if there has been a disconnection from the mother energy, especially mother, when it comes to relationships. The father energy would be more like, how do we get treated by colleagues? do we get our recognition when it comes to our job. But if we have like this disconnection from the motherly energy, which means we do have some kind of abandonment issues, and that means that the feminine usually would be running or be too clingy, and the masculine energy would not know how to deal with this energy because he experienced the feminine energy being distant and would get scared of that closeness, and then there would be the runner chaser dynamic. But again, they will have had several experiences that are a lot alike, yet completely different in some way. And yeah, that is very important, again, for their own soul evolution, but also to heal the stigma. And as I said, when people will get to know the twin flame couple, once they are in union, they will see the sameness. In the beginning, you see more the differences, and that's what happened in my personal twin flame journey. I saw the differences. I saw the age differences, like 19 years gap. I am the younger one. I saw the class difference. One of us is rich and the other one is not. I saw we come from different continents, even though both are more like Western society. So it's not like one of us is, I'm German, I'm European, and one of us would be like Asian, which would be a completely different culture. So that we didn't have, and we don't have really religious differences, but it is the class and the age when it comes to us. And that is something you will have to get used to, because that can trigger some of your insecurities as well. The class difference for me, I mean the age difference, I do have a video specifically on that did trigger me in the beginning until I learned to deal with it. And the class difference triggered me as well, because I am somebody who likes to be very independent, and energy, money can be power, and I never liked like an imbalance when it comes to power. So I had to learn, even though I don't have the same amount of money, I have stuff to bring to the table. I have a lot of knowledge. I am a kind person. I have this and that and that and that and that. So I do have a lot to share as well. And I had to learn that to trust that my twin flame would never trying to influence me when it comes to money, trying to use that against me. And that was like a deep-rooted fear of losing my, you could say, not just part of my freedom is not the right word. I said the right word earlier, like individuality is not the right word, but you know, the fear of being that somebody tried to control you with money, something like that. That was something I had to heal in this connection. So we are confronted with our own shadows, and if you were biased, for example, against a specific culture or religion, that could be that your twin flame is exactly that, in order to heal that inner bias. And I was also promising you that I would tell you about how you could change how other people perceive you. They are your mirror. So once you healed that inner bias, people around you will drop that bias as well. They will see you interacting as a couple, and they will stop seeing the differences. Like in the beginning, I saw the differences more than the similarities. And the more I got on this journey, I kind of like saw the similarities. I was like, oh, spirit, now I get it. I got what you were doing there. In the beginning, I was like, okay, why did you connect me to that person that is like completely different? Like, how is that supposed to work? And then I noticed those differences, they had nothing to do with the soul. They were just paradigms on this 3D. It has nothing to do with our inner energy, where we are a perfect match. He is, if I had to, in German we have the expression of bake myself a person. If I had to come up with a person, it would be exactly him, because he has all the traits I love in a person. He has all the things that I would like to have in common, all of that. And the difference is, once you overcome your own bias and your own fears and your own trauma that may be connected to those differences, then you will not be confronted by other people mirroring that back to you, because again, other people are your mirror. And if you have people who are biased towards your connection, that can only mean that a part of you is still biased, or that part of you is biased about other people being biased, that you perceive them as being against your connection. You have limiting beliefs, and once you override them, once you work on your self-concept and you change your inner beliefs, you manifest people accepting you. For example, by using affirmations, everybody loves and accepts my person. They accept me for the way I am. They see the true love, they recognize it. And once you overwrite your own assumptions, you know, the law of assumptions. Once you overwrite your own assumptions about how other how other people perceive you, then they will have to mirror that back to you. You know, in manifestation there is this phrase, there is no one to change but self. So work on your own inner beliefs about disconnection, about the differences, and about the perception of other people when it comes to your person and the differences. And then you can have your happy union, and people around you are going to be happy that you found this specific person, and they will root for you. Okay, you can change it because we are that powerful. Just learn about manifestation, and then you can create the version that you like. And if you want to create a version where everybody has your back, your family, your friends, they love your person, then you have the power to do so. So let's talk about what I meant about sexual differences. Sexual differences could be, for example, you have always been heterosexual, and then you have this special connection, also a physical attraction to somebody who is the same sex. Or I had many clients where that happened, that they always had been, let's say, gay, and then that person always had been heterosexual, and all of a sudden you feel this connection, and then you question your own sexuality. That is something that can happen as well. Or maybe you do live in a culture where, unfortunately, nowadays people still think bad about homosexuality, and then the twin flame paradigm, of course, would send some brave souls down here to deal with that, to be brave enough to learn to stand behind their own sexuality and to face the bias of other people. But again, the bias will change as soon as you change your inner perception when it comes to it. I do have a video, you will find that in my channel, that is called something like, can I manifest my person when they have a different sexual orientation? The answer is yes. It is a success story of somebody I know who I coached, and she actually is heterosexual. Her twin flame has always been gay, and she still manifested union, and they are now married. So that can be another issue if all of a sudden your twin flame is a different gender than what you usually prefer. Probably there might be something like transgender twin flames as well. I haven't had a personal case yet in my clients, but I absolutely can imagine that being a thing, because again, twin flames, they also want to change here. They came down here with the mission to change how other people perceive them, to break bias, to break social constructs. And then of course I could imagine something like this happening as well. But again, we also have to overcome our own bias and trust our soul. And it could be that your twin flame has a different gender than you usually prefer, or that you are a different gender than they usually prefer, and it can still be a spiritual connection with a strong sexual attraction, and you can still have your union. Check out my video especially on that. And I wish you and your person, your twin flame, all the best. I hope this video helped you. If it did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share my content, because again, I want to help as many people ascend as possible. And if you need my personal assistant, not existence, I do exist. If you need my personal assistant, I am available for coaching. You will find the information in the description box below. And I wish you and your twin flame, your person, your divine counterpart, the lover of your life, all the best wishes. And yeah, be happy. Bye bye.